cold in this one. Oh, man.
You guys have asked a lot of Reggie this year in terms of how much he has to do, creating offensively and all that. Like, how do you think he's handled that as the season has gone on? Have you seen him improve and get better at handling that?
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely improved and, kind of not saying not knowing his role, but kind of not knowing what to do. When PG was there early, and then when PG went out, how we want to play, what we want to do. But I think it started from an Atlanta game we had here at home, and we had that meeting before the game and just put a lot of responsibility and focus on Marcus and Reggie being our offensive guys, but also making the right play and making guys better. And since we had that talk and had that game, they've both been tremendous.
You talk about spreading the ball out and sharing the ball, but like Reggie kind of is, I would say, the key to some of your offense, especially with the starting unit. Like, how have you made his production sustainable over a long period of time?
Just try to put him in good situations. I think where he's comfortable at. He's gotten a lot better this year, playing pick and roll, running pick and roll, which has helped us score offensively, just making the right pass, making the right reads, but also scoring the basketball as well. And then Marcus just doing what he's doing. Like when we're helter-skelter and we need to get a chance to get some easy baskets, just slowing the game down and post to him. And he's come through for us time and time again.
How did working with Tibbs in Boston change the way you prepare as a coach?
It didn't change the way I prepared because I didn't know how to prepare, So
How
that was
teach you?
Yeah, that was my first opportunity to coach and just seeing him come in every morning at 5:30 in the morning and the work he did and the work he put in, and then just picking his brain every single day, just coming to the office and what he's looking for, what he's looking at, how does he adjust. And with Tibbs, the biggest thing for him is just how he held everyone accountable. From KG down to Big Baby. He just held everyone accountable and never missed a step. If we didn't do it right, do it over, do it again. And he wasn't afraid to call KG or Paul or Ray and those guys out when they wasn't doing the right thing. So holding guys accountable was a big thing I saw from Tibbs.
Go back to being his understudy.
Yeah, especially when I first started coaching and I had the opportunity to do the defense when I came here with Doc. Everything I did, I got from Tibbs and from Lawrence. They taught me a lot. But the game has changed so much now, you can't use a lot of the different concepts. You can use a lot of the drills we used before back in the day, but how teams are playing now with trying to shoot, 35, 40 threes, usually having a big man on the floor that can space and shoot the three. Defense is a little different, but he definitely taught me the work ethic.
What's good, Ty? You said 6 weeks ago in New York you weren't satisfied with just how the team defended RJ.
You said what?
When you was in New York 6 weeks ago, defending RJ, defending Julius Randle, you weren't really satisfied with, especially at the start of the game there. So how are you trying to change things up, or what are you trying to emphasize, take away defensively there?
Everyone says it coming into the game. They want to take, Barrett's left hand away. But when you're a good player, you're going to get to your left hand regardless. But we just got to make sure we just try to do our best job of keeping him from going left. The biggest thing that hurt us, I think, with Mitchell having 7 offensive rebounds, I think, in the first half, was just, cleaning up everything, getting putbacks, getting offensive rebounds. So we got to do a better job with that.
Hey, Coach, when dealing with the ups and downs of this season, what's been more advantageous for you, your experience as a player or your experiences that you've learned on the sidelines?
Probably the experience I learned on the sidelines. It's going to be a roller coaster season everywhere I've been, all the years I've coached. And you just got to stay the course. As long as you work on the right habits and trying to build, the right habits on both sides of the basketball, you can kind of live with the results. There's going to be some tough times. We understand that. But if we're playing the right way, like when we started the season, I think we were 1-4, and we were getting great shots. We were creating great shots. We just couldn't make shots. Then, you don't want to lose those games, but you can see us doing the right thing, going in the right direction. And that's kind of how we focus on wins and losses. Like, are we playing the right way? Are we doing the right things? And if we are, then you can kind of live with some of the results.
Speaking of being focused on the wins and losses, have you started looking at the standings yet to kind of position yourself? Talked about that?
We can't position. We got to keep winning or we might not be in it. So we're not trying to position ourselves. We're just trying to, take a game at a time, make sure we're, playing our best basketball going into the play-in situation.
You guys were strong coming out of halftime the last couple of games. And I know you kind of talked about keeping it light the last game. what have you figured out what buttons to push or what not to push with guys during that time?
Just seeing how the locker room is, the mood of the locker room. Like I said, Bo came in and said last game that, guys were just, down a little bit, wasn't talking. So I had to come in and liven the room up a little bit. And they responded, So we have, guys in that locker room who's been there, who understands. Like I said, Marcus, Nico, and Reggie, I give a lot of credit just for, them being veterans and the way they've carried themselves this year through a tough season for us.
You guys were struggling early first quarters for a while. Then it seemed like you guys, with the more practice time you guys got, because you went through a stretch where you weren't really able to practice. How have you kind of seen that practice time, being able to finally practice, helping the team get off to those good early starts?
It helped us, but I think understanding the way we needed to play and how we wanted to play was the biggest thing, because when we lost PG, we went through a little phase where we didn't know how we wanted to play offensively, who was going to play through. And once we understood that we can play through Zoo a little bit, we could, play through Marcus and Reggie. And then with Luke coming off the bench, he's been great all year, just creating havoc, offensively. And then Amir Coffey, who's done a great job as well, just handling the basketball, running more pick and rolls and making more plays as well. So we had to do it more by committee than having, just 2 or 3 guys doing it.
PG was shooting around yesterday, but was he able to do anything in practice with you guys yesterday?
No, sir.
Is there any estimation that he could soon in the coming days?
I don't know. I just know he's just, he's feeling better. No, he's feeling better. But like I said, all of our guys with Norman, Kawhi, PG, every day just coming in, rehabbing, conditioning, working on themselves, trying to get better, and so we see that every single day. Not a timetable when he can come back, but just seeing those guys put in the work every single day is positive to see.
We're going to need a better meter eventually.
Yeah, I know.
How much better?
Yeah, I know. I mean, he was shooting with his right hand, so a lot better, I guess.
Okay.
Yes.
Recording stopped.